Good morning. So everybody should make sure today that you're behaving the same way that you would if Miss Johnson and I are there. So what you should have already done is you are in your 6 groups and you've already investigated with a 2 rectangular prisms, so a composite figure, and you've investigated how to find formula, how to find volume. So you've talked about how to count the blocks, or maybe some of you have talked about how you can take the 2 rectangular prisms apart. So you've already shared those ideas. So the substitute today is going to collect your group's piece of paper that you've written down all your ideas and your work about that one composite figure that you were given in your group. So this page should be out. This is page 71. You should still be sitting in your 6 groups. So let's look. It says, look at the figure below. How could you find its volume? So you're going to first jot down any ideas that you think you would use to find this volume. Okay? So you're going to do this silently, and you're going to write down right here what your ideas. Is there a formula? Are there some steps? Is there a process of what you think you should do? So the substitute's going to pause the video and you're going to think on your own. Okay, so after you're done thinking on your own, so you've already written down some ideas, maybe pictures, maybe numbers, you've written something down, words. So you're going to turn and talk to a partner at your table. You're not going to get up from your seat, and you're going to talk about your idea. So add your neighbor's ideas, put your ideas down. Okay, so now I'd like you to share your idea. So somebody raise your hand and tell us what you think. What is your strategy on how we're supposed to find the volume of this composite? Composite means more than one part, things put together. Your composite figure. So go ahead and share. A few people raise their hand. The substitute will call on people and share. What do you think? Does anybody agree or disagree with that? So my guess was some people tried multiplying the numbers. Maybe we did something like this. So if you need to pause the video and see if you have some colors. So maybe you've thought about, or somebody has thought about the decision of taking the 2 rectangular prisms apart and finding each part of the volume. So finding each part of the volume. So let's see how I could take that apart and find each part of the volume. Okay, so on the next page, you're going to get to do that. So let's flip our page over. So on this side, it says, what if I wanted to try to make the model, the same one on the other page, and I could use cubes to build it? So in Ms. Johnson's class, under the whiteboard, there are enough boxes of rectangular prisms. So you're going to find a partner at your table. Your goal is to be working in groups of 2. If you have a not even number, that's okay to have a group of 3, but you should be working with the person that is next to you or possibly across from you. So we're not going to get up and move around the room though. So get those tubs of snap cubes. Ms. Smith's class, Ms. Johnson's class, should already have brought the tubs to you after they were finished using them in the morning. So you are going to build this rectangular prism. Okay, so partners are working together, so everybody's not making their own. You're going to try to build these rectangular prisms together so it looks like this. So go ahead and pause the video and see if you can build that and figure out how many cubes are inside. Okay, so all partners should have already built it. You've had a discussion. Maybe you've come up with how many cubes there are. You should have something that looks like this. I'm going to check my drawing. It says that it is 5 feet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're pretending a cube is 1 foot. Okay? So up here, I have 3 feet high. 1, 2, 3. So this would be a model. Doesn't match feet, but it matches each cube if they're representing a feet. So I have 3 going across. I have 1, 2, 3. It says I have 2 kind of wide going back. 1, 2. And it says over here I have 1 foot high. 1 foot high. So if it says I have 5 going across and I have 3 up here, that must mean that there's 2 left here. Okay? So down below, so we're looking at how we could find out the total volume of this rectangular prism. I think that I could take this rectangular prism apart and I would have 2. This one is a 2 by 2 by 1, so I have 4. And this rectangular prism, the area of the base is 6 and the height is 3. So 6 times 3 is 18. So 18 plus 4 is 22. Did you guys get 22 when you did it? 22. So this problem, we said cubes because that's our model, we had cubes, but this problem says feet, so it would be feet cubed because this side had 4, this one over here had 4, this rectangular prism on this half had 18 because 3 times 2 is 6 times 3 is 18. Okay, so let's look at what we're going to do down here. So this time, we're not going to use these 2 rectangular prisms, this composite figure anymore. Now you're going to take 24 cubes, you and your partner. Can you create 3 other figures similar to the one above, up to 24 cubes? So you can't use more than 24. So just like you had at the very beginning, you were given one in your group, you're going to see, can you build composite figures? Your partner's going to build it, and then the other person's going to try to figure out how many cubes you used. Okay? So you need to have 2 different parts. So basically, you're going to build 2 different prisms and put them together. It would be wrong if my composite figure looked like this. That's going to be really hard to draw. Let's make sure that it's at least consistent on one of them. So you're going to try to do 3 different models. So one partner, the other one's going to guess how many there are. One partner, the other one's going to guess. One partner, the other one's going to guess. So your partners and you are going to try to draw a picture of them that looks something like this. I know some of you aren't the best at drawing these 3D models. Go ahead and try your best. Pause the video and work on this activity with building and your partner guessing. So you should take maybe 10 minutes. Okay, so your goal was to experience and be able to touch and count what composite figures look like. Okay, but we don't always have cubes in front of us. So the buckets of cubes, I need all the cubes to be back inside the bucket, and the substitute is going to take those buckets away from the table so that we're not tempted to use them anymore. If you are watching this and you're in Miss Johnson's class, I would like 2 volunteers. The substitute's going to pick and take those cubes over to my class, and please put them under the whiteboard so they'll be ready for when my class needs them this afternoon. All right, so let's look at when we don't have cubes and we just have paper. We do not have cubes, we just have paper. So I'm going to start by taking my 2 colors. Your 2 colors could be a pencil and then leave it blank. I'm going to split this prism into 2 parts. So if you don't want to stay at your table right now, and because you can't see, you'd rather move away and come closer to the projector, now you may get up and do that because you're finished working in partners right now. So what I'm doing is making my eye be able to see that I have two different prisms. I have two different prisms. Okay? So I have two different prisms. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to split my page into two because I have two volumes to figure out. You must write your formula. We talked about this yesterday. Okay? So the length is what goes across. The width is diagonal when you're looking at 3D drawings. The height goes up and down. The length goes across. The width is diagonal. And the height goes up and down on 3D drawings that are arranged like this. Okay? I don't know the volume. So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to make this one be my yellow side. This is going to be my work for this one that I have shaded in yellow. You might have shaded yours in pencil. You might have left this side blank. All right, so let's look. I'm over here on the yellow side and I'm looking for the length. So I'm looking for something that goes straight across. This isn't labeled, but this whole thing is labeled 9. Can anybody figure out what this part is right here? Well, some of you might say if this is 5, this is also 5, this is also 5. So if this total is 5, what's this one? Some of you might be saying 4. I hope not calling out 4 because that would be rude to the people that are sitting around you. 9 minus 5 is 4. So over here, the one that goes straight across, just like this one, I'm going to write 4. So it's underneath of length, underneath of across. Now I'm going to write times. So I'm looking on the yellow one where it goes diagonal. Well, I don't see anything labeled. So I have to keep following with my pencil all the way around till I see a diagonal number that is labeled, a diagonal line. 2. So this one must be 2. This one must be 2. This one must be 2. That one must be 2. Remember, the width is the one that's diagonal. So I'm going to write the 2 right underneath. So I'm writing neat and organized times. I'm looking for the height. So let's go over to the yellow and which one is height? Here we go. 12. Okay, so I have 4 times 2 times 12. 4 times 2 times 12. Okay, now I'm ready to do my red side, the other side. Let's look for the length, the straight across. Oh, I labeled it last time, so that's easy. 5. What's my width? I'm looking for a diagonal. Here's my diagonal. 2. Now I'm looking for a height, one that goes straight up and down. One that goes straight up and down. That would be 4. It's labeled for me. 4. All right, so I'm going to go through and do my math. 4 times 2 is 8 times 12. I know my 12 facts. I hope you do. 8 times 12 is 96. Over here it should be centimeters cubed. Let's go on this side. 5 times 2 is 10. This is an easier math problem. 10 times 4 is 40. So these two prisms were put together, so I have to put these two together. 96 plus 40. I had to put them together. 6, 9 plus 4 is 13. 136 centimeters cubed. Okay, so we're going to keep practicing some more together, but I'm going to switch videos because they're easier for upload. So I'm going to make a second video. So if the substitute or if they need help can go back to my website and go to part 2 and click on that one.